Hello, guys, and welcome back to the Live Strong podcast. We are back with another episode, and today I have a few life updates for you all. So, let's start with the face. I feel like if you're watching this on YouTube right now, you might be able to see a bit of situation happening with the complexion on my face, and it's because I just got a skin treatment done, and yes, in hindsight, I probably should have recorded this podcast without the skin treatment happened, But also, one, I don't really care. And two, I haven't had a voice for most of this week. It's still a little bit croaky, but guys, I had my hands on the weekend and it stole my voice from me. It went. And for those who know me at the gym, I already struggle with voice box issues, let's call it that. I actually think I have some form of something actually wrong with my voice. So post wedding, we're going to do some investigation on it, but I lose my voice so quick, literally every week at work, because obviously I'm talking, like my job is me talking the whole time, and I'm talking quite loud, and I am quite loud. Like I love a bit of a, high volume yell vibe. So I think I don't know how to talk properly and I must talk from my throat. This is all just Olivia talk, but like I've obviously got some form of issue because every week I lose my voice, which obviously that's not meant to happen. So yeah, the voice was miserable. So that's why we're doing a Friday record, a Friday post, a face situation all in one day. Also, happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Hope you're feeling love today. But to be honest, me and Nathan don't do anything for Valentine's Day. I think some people, when you say that, they're like, that is depressing. But like, we actually just don't really care about it too much. Um, Tonight, we're going to have yummy gyros wraps that I'm making at home. We're going to watch the Knights play their trial game, and Nath actually bought us a little fun painting activity to do tonight together because, look, Nath loves painting. I don't love doing anything. I think that's my issue. I don't love doing anything. Um, because I've been trying to find a hobby, something that isn't work or gym related, because I'm always like, training's my hobby. And everyone's like, training is your work. And I'm like, yes. So I think I like 70% like painting. So it is a good activity for us to do together. But like, I don't know, my attention span is like really small. It goes so fast. Like, and if we go play, like, we go bowling or something, I'm like, over it. He wants me to play golf, over it. I don't know, reading a book. Do like reading a book, but then I get obsessed with the book. Like, I actually have issues with this that then I feel like I can't put the book down. Where, I don't know, when I'm watching movies and stuff, I feel like I can take like step away from the, TV series and be like, okay, I'll come watch more of that tomorrow or whatever. When I've got a book, I find it really hard to put down. So that's also like a mental battle I have with myself. So then the book becomes toxic. I don't work, I don't do anything, I just read the book. So, anyway, moral of this long story is that we're going to paint some ceramic mugs, watch the Knights, and eat my gyros tonight. And that is as romantic as we are bloody getting, and that is a slave for Olivia. But I hope you guys out there who love Valentine's Day are feeling special and loved today by your partner or whoever that person might be family members. That's all right, we love some love. Now, guys, my hens was last weekend. We went to Brisbane for the hens extravaganza of the year. Thursday to Monday. Honestly, who is she? And honestly, who are my friends? Like 15 of us went to Brisbane for this long extravaganza, and I am just so bloody blessed and grateful to have such amazing friends in my life. I just, oh, it's a surreal feeling of like everyone came, everyone had a good time. I probably had the best time because it was my hands, but like I actually did have the best time. I'm not going to talk about it too much. I was thinking maybe post wedding getting Emma, my sister, back on the pod. I'm sure everyone loved the Emma episode last time, and she, we all know she doesn't like to have too much of a ramble, but she did manage to plan a full 5-day Hens extravaganza with 15 girls, which is so out of our comfort zone. I think that might be something interesting for people to listen to. Maybe even people who are like planning weddings or when people are bridesmaids and stuff. Anyway, I was thinking that's when we might talk about the hens, because you just don't need to know all the ins and outs, what we got up to, guys. Just know it was the funnest time, literally. Like, it's up there with like the top 5 moments in my life. I'm not joking. It was so much fun. I think I need to like sit down and go through it all again. I'm actually going to do, I videoed it, and I'm going to do daily vlogs, but my voice hasn't been up to the vlogging capacity to do a voiceover. So I think I'm going to do them next week, but that will help me reflect because I had so much fun. But today we are going to talk a bit about a fitness topic, and we're going to talk about organization, because organization is honestly probably one of my key tips to success with your health and fitness. Yes, there's things that need to sort of go in place before you need to sort of be organized, but once I guess you've started your journey, or you have a bit of a plan or a bit of a goal, then being organized is going to be a really, 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 really big lifesaver for you. So hopefully you guys can take a few tips, and tricks away from this. Maybe you can think about and maybe incorporate into your day-to-day life. That's essentially my goal with these podcasts, is one, to rave on with a bit of shit. And I think, like I said last week with Nate's episode, I think it's nice for me to have this like open conversation with my clients as well, because we have close to 200 clients at Live Strong at the moment, and I do see everyone probably every week, but sometimes we're in a busy class and I can't chit chat heaps with you guys. So I think this is a nice way for us to, I don't know, for you just to have a bit more of an idea of what's happening in my life. And I like to know everything about your life, so maybe you want to know something about my life. But chit chat, but also a bit of education. And when I first started my fitness journey, or as I still learn, day to day, you can never know too much stuff, guys. I learned by listening to these, small topics that people might address, or someone might say something in a podcast, and I might go, oh, that's interesting, or oh, I should think about that more often, and then it sort of continues to resonate with you in your mind. So that's what I'm hoping these little topics do for you guys. Maybe if it's something small, but maybe something that you can incorporate. So here's some tips to help you with your organization in your life. So I guess starting in this area, everyone in this world, especially in 2025 when our lives are hectic, and I guess like that hustle culture is shown as a positive thing, even though it's technically not. But the grind, the hustle, all these sorts of things, being busy is seen as a successful person or doing great things. So we do keep our lives so busy. It means that everyone is time poor. Every single person will think that they are time poor, because we all have the same 24 hours in the day. So no matter what you fill them up with, if you add something else into that 24 hours, you're going to find it hard to adjust, no matter what it is. Whether you're, one end of the spectrum, maybe you're like a mum of 2, you have work full time and you're trying to add in training into that. Obviously, that's someone who's really busy, and, it's going to be hard for them to incorporate training 3 times a week into their schedule. On the other end of the scale, maybe we have someone who works from home. Maybe they, they love to sleep in. Maybe they get like 10, 12 hours of sleep a night, and they don't really leave the house much. Their work's at home, their life's at home. And for them to fit in 3 gym sessions a week, it's going to seem like, oh, well, I don't have time because I go to bed at 8 p.m. and I get up at 8 a.m., let's just say as an example, and I clock on for work at 8:30, I don't have time. So those 2 people have really different outlooks on what their time is, and they feel their time really differently. I'm not saying that the person that sleeps 12 hours and works from home, doesn't leave the house much, is a bad person or anything like that. And same with the mum, like, her being so busy, it isn't bad to have that hustle and grind behind you, but they're both going to see as an outlook that fitting in something else, they're going to be time poor. But something that I've heard a lot of the time from lots of different people all over the years is that we all have 24 hours in the day, and you'll prioritize and make time for the things that you find important for yourself. Now, I do think that is correct, and I agree with that statement, which some people will be like, some people don't really have the same 24 hours. I actually think we do, because we literally do have the same 24 hours. But yes, people have different priorities. So when we are talking about someone fitting in 3 sessions a week, the mum who works full time as a coach, I'm going to be a little bit more empathetic with them fitting in those 3 sessions, because there are, like, their kids, I'm sure, are probably their number one priority, right? So their training isn't going to be their number one thing in their life. So we can't sort of be like, oh, well, don't worry about your kids, just, neglect the kids and come train. Like, that's not realistic, right? And when you have kids, that also means that their time essentially comes first before your time, majority of the time, which potentially is something that could be slightly changed to some extent, because we all know we love to give, but we never take for ourselves. But the other person on the other end of the spectrum, the work from homer, for them, maybe I'm going to be less empathetic with telling them how they can adjust their time, because, maybe they do need to sort of grit their teeth a bit together and get out of bed that little bit earlier, or maybe they need to train after work or something like that. And maybe there is more time for them. So maybe there is more time that's free in that 24 hours, but does it mean that they both can't prioritize their health? No, like, it can be done. I've seen it in every single way of life. You can prioritize your health, no matter how busy you are. You might be thinking, no, I can't, Olivia. You can. Okay, if you want to be healthy, if you want to be fit, you want to be strong, you want to feel amazing, you can do it, but it needs to become a priority in your life. It needs to really be like a top 2 priority in your life if you are a really, really, really busy person. Okay, if you are a really, really busy person, maybe you're in a really, really busy time in your life, maybe your health can't be your number one priority right now, and that may mean that maybe the goal that you're setting for yourself is unrealistic, because it's okay to have peaks and flows with your health and fitness journey. Back to the mum that's working full time. Well, maybe right now her kids are at an age where they need a lot of her attention. Maybe it is not realistic for her to commit to these big health and fitness goals. Maybe a goal for her could be just to move her body a few times a week. Maybe we don't set specific targets or something around that. Obviously, this is so individualized per person, but maybe in a year's time, when her kids have gone to school, let's say, her kids have gone to school, they're both in school, she may have a little bit more time, I don't know, and she might be able to then start to work on those goals that she was talking about, right? Or maybe, you have a really big deadline at work, you've been working towards it for 3 months, and then you decide to sign up to this gym challenge, and you're like, oh, I'm in my busiest time at work of the whole year, but now I'm going to make this big jump into my health and fitness. It's not going to be realistic for you guys, and you're not going to have the time. But maybe in another 3 months' time, you will have the time for you to be able to commit to this health and fitness goal. I see this a lot with people who start new jobs. Like, it's a very common thing in the gym that people will start new jobs and they seem to sign up to a challenge, or they tell me they're I'm going to sign up, I'm going to start this new job, and I'm going to, then I'm really going to be motivated to do 5 sessions a week. You don't realize how much energy and time it takes for you to do these new different activities. So the whole point of this first thing, I'm not even on to my tips yet, guys, is that everyone has the same 24 hours in the day. It does look different for everyone. Everyone needs to prioritize their health if they want to achieve their goals, but sometimes your goal may not be realistic for that time in your life, okay? Why am I telling you this? Because if we do want to set a goal, we want to reach a goal, we want to, work towards a goal, and we are a really busy person, you need to be organized. If you're not organized, that is where it literally all goes to shit. And like I said, everyone thinks they are busy. No matter how busy you actually are, no matter how busy I think you are, everyone thinks that they are busy. Therefore, you need to be organized, no matter how busy you are, so that you can achieve those goals. If that makes sense, okay? So this is why I'm saying that organization is such an important tool, habit, like normal thing in your life to incorporate in all the different areas, so that you can work towards your health and fitness goals and you can achieve them. Are we with me, people? Let's get in to our first tip. Tip number 1. For you to be organized and be successful, prioritize your health, all these things, you need to make sure that your health is your number 1 priority. Now, you might be thinking, Olivia, that is silly Billy. Of course, my health is my number 1 priority. For a lot of people, it is not, okay? Now, I'm not talking about your health and fitness goals. I'm not talking about you losing weight, gaining weight, hitting a PB in the gym. I'm not talking about any of those things, okay? I'm talking about you being a healthy person whose heart beats, whose brain works, whose blood flows around their body, who can walk, obviously if you are physically able, if you can, you can complete your day-to-day activities to a normal ability for yourself, okay? That's what I'm talking about as health right now, because that is what health is. I know everyone goes into all these crazy goals, but no, when you're not healthy, you bloody know it. When you're really sick and you can't get out of bed, when you've got migraines, when you hurt your shoulder, when you roll your ankle, when you have a really bad toothache, when those things happen, you know that you're not healthy, right? Okay. So come with me. When we're setting time aside to be organized and we're prioritizing our time and, we're figuring out what we need to do to be successful, I need you to prioritize your health. How are you going to do that? That's going to be making sure that in your busy lifestyle, you are fitting in sleep. Okay. Sounds crazy. You're fitting in things that reduce your stress. You are fitting in time to eat food. You're fitting in time to recover from your gym sessions. These are all day-to-day things that, yeah, we do. Drink water, it's another one. We do, but we don't make time for it. Okay? We don't make time. Everyone gets so busy, so crazy, all these sorts of things, and they don't make time to get enough sleep in the day. Okay? If that goes for a long enough period of time, you're going to be demotivated. You're going to be more likely to be injured. You're going to be irritable, all these sorts of things. You can actually hold on to body fat. Like your body, for people who are trying to lose body fat, those key factors there, like sleep, stress, water intake, those key factors are one of the biggest things I notice, mainly in females, mainly in mums, as to why they don't get results. And no matter how many times I tell people this, they don't listen to me, which is fine. One day it'll sink in. But they don't really realize that those things are the things that are holding them back, okay? So if we can be organized to make sure that we do have meal timings, okay? We are going to eat our food. Organized to prioritize our sleep. So that means, maybe having a good bedtime routine, having a good morning routine. So we know that we are going to get those, 6 to 8 hours of sleep. Obviously, 8 hours are ideal, but in saying that, I'm not saying that 8 hours is necessary for everyone because, again, everyone's life is so different. So if those things start to fall off, everything starts to go to the shitter. And that includes, you being a mum. You're not going to be your best mum if you are irritable, if you're sleep deprived, if you've hurt your shoulder, right? If you've hurt your shoulder because you're under recovered, you're not eating enough, you're not sleeping enough, therefore, it's come to an injury, it happens all the time. Like, all the bloody time. You're not going to be able to be the best mum, okay? You're not going to be, you're not going to have a clear brain. You're not going to be able to work as well in your job, okay? That's going to, stop you from getting a promotion. It's going to, maybe going to have a bad performance review. All these sort of things, okay? So if your health isn't your number 1 priority, everything goes to the shitter. And yes, I know, mums out there, you think, well, my kid's health is my number 1 priority. Yeah, your kid's health probably is, but then your health needs to come second, and then everything else for the kid needs to come third. Because, like I'm saying, if you're not healthy, you literally can't do anything for your child. Okay, so when we're being organized, we need to make sure that we are prioritizing our health. Number 2, my biggest tip is to use your calendar. Okay, use it, whether it's a digital calendar or an in-person calendar. Use your calendar. When people do not have, time set aside for certain things, or even on a bigger what's the word, everyone? Bigger spectrum or scale, that's the word. Bigger scale. Like an event. People, oh shit, I forgot that I had my dad's birthday dinner on Friday night and I was meant to train, or I was meant to do a walk or whatever, something to do with your health, and you've gone, oh shit, now I can't do that because I've got to go to my dad's dinner because you didn't have in your bloody calendar, okay? Big events, little events. It can be down to the literal minute details. For me, I use my calendar for bloody everything, okay? I use the one on my phone. I literally just use my Apple Calendar. A lot of people use Google Calendar. We use that for our rosters with work. People also have different apps that can be a bit more fancy. You can just use a normal like diary, calendar, whatever, to help schedule your life. But I find Apple, like, you've always got your phone with you. The calendar's always there, super easy, and I find it quite easy to use. But let's schedule in everything. Okay, what time do you start work? I know I'm at work from these times. What do I need to do before work and after work that day? Okay, in the morning I need to make the kids' lunches. I need to get up and, I don't know, meditate or go for a walk or something. They're the tasks I need to do before I go to work. Put them in your calendar. When I finish work, okay, well, actually tomorrow I'm going to get my eyebrows done, but then I've also got to, jump on a Zoom meeting with my landlord or whatever the hell it is. Put them in your calendar, okay? I'm telling you now, calendar, calendar, calendar. For some people, that could be even further down the line of putting in your meal timing. If you're someone who struggles to fit in time to have your lunch, your snacks at work, put in the time you're going to have lunch at work. Put it in your calendar, okay? This sort of leads to my next third situation in line with using your calendar. Like I said, for everything, you'll be able to see when you actually have free time when it's in your calendar. But the next thing is know when you're training, okay? To get results, you are best off to be following a training plan of some form and progressing some form with that plan, okay? So if you're just training willy-nilly, you are unlikely to get true results, okay? Now, at Livestrong, I give everyone the opportunity to follow a specific training plan that will get them results. Whether they follow that or not is sort of up to them. Some people might deadlift in the first week and then not come to a deadlift session for 4 more weeks. Okay, well, yes, hopefully you've had some sort of foundational strength improvements over those weeks, but what have you perfected or improved much in those specific focus lifts? Probably not heaps because you haven't done them in weeks, right? So your best bet is to have a training plan that you follow every week. Obviously the plan should change as weeks go on, but hopefully you understand the point here, guys. Now, when you have a training plan, right, that means that you should be able to see clearly on a Sunday night before the week happens, okay, let's use me as an example. Now, just note that right now I'm training more because I'm trying to put myself in more of a calorie deficit. My energy expenditure is heaps because I'm on the wedge shred. This will reduce straight after the wedding, but I'm doing 4 strength sessions a week. I'm doing 1 run a week. And I'm doing 1 cardio session a week. So I'm training 6 times a week. Okay, it doesn't leave me a lot of time for rest. It only gives me 1 full rest day, and sometimes I'll run and weight train on the same day to give me 2 rest days because I do think I function best with 2 rest days. But for me, I know that's how many times I'm training in the week, okay? So the first part of this training tip is know what you're training, okay? Know what your sessions are, have an idea of your plan for the week. Put them in the calendar. Put them in the calendar. Now, for those who train at Livestrong, which I know it's a lot of you guys out there, book in your sessions. Book in your sessions, okay? On Sunday, there is no reason why you could not know your whole training schedule for the week. Now, our clients, you guys, you can cancel your booking for up till 45 minutes before the session time, okay? So, there's nothing wrong with on a Sunday you setting your training plan for the week. Okay, I'm training 3 times this week. I'm going to train Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6 a.m. Book them in. If something happens, let's say Thursday night, oh shit, I've got to start work early tomorrow or something like that, whatever the thing is, something's come up, you can cancel your session and you can change it around. But I find this so helpful for you to actually make sure that you are getting your sessions in. Because what people do, they get to the end of the week and they've missed all these things in their calendar. They're going, oh, well, now actually I can't train Thursday and Friday afterwards because I've got things on. I forgot about that. Now I can only train once this week. Well, you probably could have trained Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and still got your sessions in, but you weren't bloody organised enough, guys. So when people say, I've had a really busy week, I've had X, Y, and Z on, sometimes I'm empathetic. Other times I'm thinking, well, you probably could have got your sessions in dull. If you were more organised at the beginning of the week, there's still this session you could have come to, this session you could have come to, this session you could have come to, but you didn't realise this till later in the week. Too bad, too sad. You've missed the opportunity, sort of thing. So with your training, you need to know what you're doing for the week and you need to set a time to do it. Now, for those who don't go to Live Strong, maybe you are a bit more flexible with your times. You still should be setting in a schedule. And I think this is helpful with you still holding yourself accountable. Like, you know, for me, I'm more flexible with my times because I work for myself. The middle of the day, my work is literally admin. Like I have a desk job in the middle of the day, which a lot of people probably don't. I should actually talk about that one time. But, you know, I run a business, so I'm a businesswoman for 6 hours of my bloody 12-hour workday. But during those 6 hours, I can train. So I am flexible on when, it's not 6 hours. I'm being dramatic. There's a few hours in the middle of the day when I do admin and I can train. I can pick whenever I train, but I want to pick the most optimal time for me to train. For me, my optimal time is when I feel energetic, when I have fuel. So I need to make sure I've ate close enough to that. Plus, also, I need to make sure that I'm optimizing my admin time. So I don't want to be, you know, doing it at a time where it's going to butt into me doing things. So at the beginning of the week, for me, someone who has flexible time in the middle of the day, I plan in my sessions and I stick to it. Because if I change it, I go, oh, I can't bother, I'll train later. That later, I still can't be bothered then. Bloody get in and get it done, woman. Guys, my last point. This one's about nutrition, and it is write a grocery list. Okay? Write a grocery list. Understand what you're actually putting into your house for that week. Now, to help you write that grocery list, it can be very helpful to write the meals you're having for the week. Monday dinner, Tuesday dinner, Wednesday dinner. Monday lunch, Tuesday lunch, Wednesday lunch. Monday breakfast, Tuesday breakfast, Wednesday breakfast. What are you having? Don't be like, oh, we don't know what we're going to have for dinner. What are you having? What ingredients do you need? Go buy them. Prepare whenever you need to prepare for those so that you have your food for work. Bob's your uncle. It is as easy as that. A lot of people, when they do our 6 or 8 week challenges, they're like, I hate meal prepping, you know, I don't want to meal prep. Meal prep isn't the devil. Meal prep is an organization tool to help you eat food, literally. Because, like I said, everyone has busy days. So, a lot of us, nearly everyone, pretty much everyone, we don't have time in the middle of the day to cook a gourmet meal. No way, Jose. But do you have time to put your meal that you already cooked in the microwave for 2 minutes? You probably do. Okay, so all meal prep is trying to do is get you organized. Whether you meal prep the most unhealthiest meal in the world, I don't care. Get yourself organized. Okay, so we want to have a grocery list. We want to understand what our meal plan looks like for the week. Again, your meal plan isn't a negative word to this diet. A meal plan is the plan of your meals. Are you going to have meals this week? Well, let's plan them, okay? So, planning your meals and then being organized and preparing for those meals what you need to have prepared for the week to make your life easier. And a lot of people have that negative thought process about being organized with the nutrition. It's literally the most positive thing to be organized. Like I said, I don't care what you're preparing. I don't care. I just want you to be prepared, because what happens when we're not prepared, we end up wanting to eat the fastest, easiest, yummiest, most appealing thing. It's probably not going to be the best option for you. We're also going to spend money, probably not the best option for you. We're probably going to be eating something that's, you know, quote unquote unhealthy, or something that's not going to be doing anything positive for our body. Not the best option for you guys. So organization doesn't have to be hard. And I think that's what these points sort of show. It's like we should, number one, be thinking that we want to be healthy, okay? Healthy, and prioritizing that, therefore organizing for that to happen. 2, use your calendar. No matter how busy, like, it's funny, people who will be like, I'm so busy, I could never put everything in my calendar. These are things to help you. Like, these don't take very long. They take 30 seconds to put in it takes 10 seconds to put an event in your calendar. And at first, you need to get used to it because it needs to become a habit. And then you start putting everything in your calendar and then everything's there. You can put things on repeat. If you work Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, put it in there every week. You don't have to put alarms on or anything. It's in there. You know what's happening, okay? Training. Know when you're training. Know what your training looks like and know when you're training. A week in advance. Nutrition. Make sure that you have a grocery list. Make sure that you know what you're eating for the week. And make sure that you have pre-prepared anything that needs to be prepared for you to have an easier week. And that's it. And you can hear, guys, my voice is going because I've talked. And I even got this camera on, this bloody microphone on, but it's still making my voice all fucked up. Not a sleigh. Anyway, that's all from me. I hope everyone has had a beautiful day. You've enjoyed listening or watching this podcast. Oh, I didn't even talk about where I'm sitting, guys. So I'm thinking of making this stuff behind me a bit cuter and doing my filming in here from now on. I was getting over filming in the lounge room and I'm hoping that maybe the lighting's better in here and I could make it look a bit better. And then if I have a guest, they could sit next to me on a chair. Anyway, let me know what you think about this new view. We'll be back with another episode next week. Again, I love doing these. I don't care if no one listens to them, but no, a few people actually do listen to them, which makes me really happy. So thank you for everyone who has been listening. Because this is something that I would love to do, and I think it makes me want to do it more when I see more people watching and engaging it. When people, it's demotivating when people don't watch it. So, or listen to it. Anyway, have a beautiful weekend, everyone. I hope that you are living strong with Live Strong. That should be my outro. I need an outro and some music and stuff, which I actually do know how to put on. But what music do you bloody put on? I don't know. Anyway, catch you on the flip side.